Hello everyone, I'm Stacy and this is the For Bricks and Giggles YouTube channel. For today's build, I have one of the most exciting sets for me personally. I have wanted this set basically since I've been into Lego as a super small child. And that's set 6990, the Futuron Monorail Transport System from 1987. Now, I didn't do a speed build for this one because I didn't have any way to set up the camera to build a set that is this large. So I will only be doing the review portion of this set today, but I am so in love with this set and cannot wait to share it with you all, so let's get started. So here we have the completed build. First, I'd like to shout out and thank the person who helped me find this set. A monorail has been on the top of my wanted list since I discovered their existence. I spent a lot of time as a kid on eBay looking at various vintage sets. I was always more interested in older sets than current sets. I don't know what that is, but for whatever reason, loved 80s and 90s sets, still do. So I've always wanted to get one, but they're very expensive. Finding them in working order is hard because there's motors and wires, battery boxes, so all of that has taken some consideration. But a very kind subscriber and Lego friend reached out when he found one of these at a local Bricks and Minifig store. His handle is Blacktron Pavel. I'll put it on the screen just in case I messed up how to pronounce it. I'm very sorry. But he has a YouTube channel as well. You should definitely go check it out. The Lego community always surprises me with how amazing and supportive they are. I've had so many people help me find sets I've wanted to add to my collection but have struggled to find at reasonable prices over the years. He was kind enough to go through and see what was missing. I think added some of his own pieces in to help complete it, and then I've actually had it for a little while now. I've been waiting for a few BrickLink orders to get in so that I could finally have it completed. With it being the age that it is, you do get yellowing for some of the pieces and just general wear and tear, so I have replaced some stuff and I may replace some things in the future as well, but it's in really nice shape for the age that it is. So right now I am over the moon to have it. It's a gigantic set, so I'm trying to figure out if there is some way I can keep it out for a while. Obviously it's probably too big to make it a permanent fixture of my room, even though I would really love for that to be the case. I'm thinking I might see if I can put it around our Christmas tree or something like that. Since the holiday season is coming up, might be kind of fun. I might decorate it with some holiday elements, make it festive for the Christmas season. But I know this is a really far out shot of this set, but I wanted to be able to show you all the monorail actually going all the way around, and then I'll do some closer up shots because there are so many great little features that I don't want you all to miss. I do also want to mention I ended up with a lot of extra pieces when I finished building this. I was using an online PDF of the instruction manual. I went through it a bunch of times and still ended up with all of the extra pieces that I had. Also, there were a few things that didn't even seem to have instructions for how they were supposed to be built, like these little pieces here on the end. So if they're incorrect, that's why I could not find instructions for those parts, and I just went from a photo of the set to actually build them. So 80 sets did not have great instruction manuals anyway. They were usually super short, a lot of pieces per page, and then when you're looking at them online on a not so quality PDF, it makes it even harder. So I just wanted to give that disclaimer in case you're like, that is not the way that was supposed to be built. That's why getting the instruction manual still on the list, but that's one of the least important things to me. I'd rather have the set, get the instruction manual later. Honestly, it still just doesn't even feel real. So I'll go ahead and let it run around the track a couple of times, and then we'll do some closer up looks. So I think I forgot to mention that this set is around 700 pieces. Honestly took me quite a long time to build. Probably more about the instruction manual than anything else. But 700 pieces, decent size set, and it does come with 5 minifigures. So I'll go ahead and show you the minifigures next. So this set does come with 5 minifigures, and the Futuron minifigures are so classic. Fairly similar to classic space minifigures, just a slightly more decorative design on the torso, which I really appreciate. And then we've moved past the old school helmets into the newer variation. These come in a variety of colors, just like the classic space minifigures: yellow, blue, red, and black. I really love how they have matching air tanks for them. Some of my favorite space minifigures. So you do get 3 yellow ones in this set, as well as 2 blue ones. So a little variation there between the 5 minifigures. It never really bothered me that space sets had a lot of repetitive minifigures. Would have loved some female ones, but that is the nice thing about being able to mock your own sets. You can add some in if you want to. So 5 great minifigures. Alright, as for the rest of the build, it was a super fun build. I really like these kind of more monochromatic builds of the time. I always thought vintage Lego had such a great use of color, especially with such limited color. I think that kind of breeds more creativity when you're given less diversity of pieces and less color. So I've always loved that. There were also some things I had never seen before because I've never owned a monorail. I have gotten some monorail pieces over the years. I did actually get the motor in a bulk lot one time, but since I didn't have a battery box or wire and I really wasn't sure how it worked, I had no way to test it. Someone actually bought it from me untested. They're expensive. I think I sold it untested. Didn't even know if it worked for like $45. So that's pretty crazy. So when I got this, I wasn't even sure how to make it work. And there was one part on it that I didn't know about. And so when I hooked it up to the battery box and it didn't start moving, I was like, oh my gosh, I broke it. So this part with the 9V printed on it is the battery box. It does have a little light brick on the top, and then there's a wire connected from the top of the battery box to the motor. And then there is a little piece on the side here that slides through the motor. You'll be able to see it too well, but it slides back and forth. And that's actually what stops the monorail from continuing to travel around the track. You twist this little tile piece here to tell it which direction you want it to go. And then if you point it straight at this little building, when it goes to pass by, it will move that little piece, which actually stops the motor from running, and that stops the monorail. I had no idea. I guess if you have a monorail, you already knew that, but if you didn't, super interesting because when I was testing it, that piece had already been slid kind of to the middle, and so it won't run at all with that. So when I turned it on and the motor didn't start moving, I was like, uh-oh, I broke it. So played around with it and figured out that luckily I had not broken it. Along with that, this monorail came with a special height of brick on this particular wire. This wire does work, but it's chipped on the corner here, and this wire is super expensive to get. So the wire itself is in good shape, it's just chipped on the corner of the brick, but I don't like messing around with any kind of electrical device. Super afraid of like something catching on fire or blowing up, so I replaced it with an alternative brick. Technically BrickLink said some of the monorails came with this one, but this is like the most common one found in it, but they're just a slightly different thickness in brick. So I do have the original, but I just felt like I'd rather play it safe and use the one that is in better condition. So I love that the monorail is double-ended. So if you reverse the track or the direction of the monorail, both ends have a driver's seat to them. So fairly similar on both sides. This side does open and there's a little flying device. Always love little builds like this. So that's stored in here. And then this is also detachable and there are just some little tools stored inside. Just classic space tools like the kind of walkie-talkie looking piece, a wrench. And so you can transport those in this flying device. There are a lot of great patterned pieces in this set, like the arrows on top here, but this opens and there's another box filled with some tools in that one as well. These are actually like a really simple build, so you could replicate these. Usually the arrow bricks on top aren't too expensive, so technically you can make tons of these in different colors even if you wanted to. I know personally I would would have loved this as a kid. I always loved transporting stuff, shipping things, moving things, anything related to that, and that has not changed. I still love getting packages in the mail, especially when they're Lego. So I definitely would have played with this set nonstop, strictly on that feature alone, which I really didn't even know was part of it until I built it. This building was amazing. There was so much to it that I didn't realize from the photos that was movable. There was also a couple of exclusive parts to this set in this area. The most expensive ones I've seen is this translucent dark blue antenna. Just a regular antenna from the era, but in translucent dark blue, and that is exclusive to the set. You need 2 of these to complete this set. I had to buy one of them, and I think I spent like $18 on it. Totally worth it because I got a good deal on the set, so, and I think that was the most expensive piece I needed to complete this set, so really not bad in the long run. But you do need 2 of them. And of course, they're not structurally needed for the set, so it's not like if you didn't have them, it would prevent you from being able to use this set. But of course, having a complete set is always nice. This set actually has 2 different Technic racks. I had never seen them in white before. This is one of them here, and then there's one behind this building. So if you twist it, the whole thing moves, which is just so crazy impressive to me. Had no idea that was a feature when I got the set. You can put one of the boxes right there in the front, and then when you move it, it's right there ready to be loaded onto the monorail. So a really cool feature there. Other than that, not a whole lot going on the interior. Of course, I love these dome pieces. Quite possibly my favorite piece Lego has ever put out. I would love to own every set that these are in. Now that I have a monorail, I have to come up with a new overall goal to have, so maybe that'll be an additional goal I add to my list, because I do think these dome pieces are just the coolest piece ever. And lucked out that the translucent parts are in pretty good condition. I'd say above average condition for the age they are, since translucent scratches so easily. So here in the back, I had pointed out this Technic rack as well. This just lowers and raises this piece here. That can also be used as an elevator as well for one of these boxes. So then you can lift it up to the same height as the monorail when it comes through this station. And those Technic racks in white are also exclusive to the set. It does take 2 to complete it, but they are not found in white in any other set. So another really cool exclusive color part there. Like I said, lots of great pattern pieces. I love the minifigures. The fact that it is motorized is so cool. I've been turning it on and letting it run the track pretty much every day. I just love seeing it work. It's so impressive to me. I wish Lego had done more than the few monorail sets they did. Again, I could not be more excited about this. I am going to do another video at the end with some closer up shots so you can see more detailed printed parts and everything a little bit closer. It's such a large set, it's so hard to get the whole thing in the shot, and then with everything in the shot, it's super far away. So I definitely want you all to be able to see the close-ups. So at the end of the video here, I'm just going to put in some closer up shots. Unfortunately, all monorails are expensive and hard to get today. I'm so grateful again to Black Drawn Pavel for helping me get this set. I could not love it more. It's even better in person than I was anticipating. But if you are looking for one currently, I feel like it'll run you at least $450, you know, plus shipping and tax to be able to get it in the US on BrickLink at the moment. And those types of prices fluctuate very quickly. So if you watch this video again in a few weeks or months or a year, it'll probably be a totally different price point at that point. But if you get the opportunity, this is now one of the top pinnacle sets of my collection. So impressed by the design, so I highly recommend it. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. And if you're interested in extra videos and content, check out the membership program starting at only 99 cents a month. See you all next time.